Hi everybody! Continuing on my series where I talk about the songs from my second album, Original Game. This video is about song number 7 on the record called Perfect Place. So as always, I'm starting by showing off the amazing artwork that was done for this track. So this is the card that was done by Audrey Desrosiers. This is the card that was done by Alex Bell. This is the card that was done by Émilie Léger. And this photo, the creative collaboration between me and photographer Philip Faith. So, Perfect Place was definitely a real treat for me to create and produce and arrange. I had always wanted to do a disco funk track, so I completely indulged with Perfect Place. Music-wise, I mean, the track is just incredible. We had so much fun making it, bringing it to life in the studio. The bass player Louis Saint-Onge, who worked on the record, this song by far is him shining at his ultimate best. It's absolutely amazing. The bass line on this song, every time I hear it, I can't believe. Like, I remember me and the sound engineer in the studio when we were listening to his takes. We couldn't believe it. We were just laughing. We were laughing because we couldn't believe how good it was. Like, we were beyond. It was beyond anything we could have ever hoped for. So definitely bass groove on this track, number one. And then, everything else, the drums, that was super funky, awesome beat that Fred Gauthier did. And the guitars as well that Matty Agostino recorded are just that perfect funk guitar touch that just made for the song to be this absolute gem, really. And then as far as I was concerned, doing the vocals on the song, I just had so much fun, both doing the main vocals and then just really just letting it all out and enjoying myself to the fullest doing all of those awesome back vocals when we were figuring out the takes and doing the whole post-production on the album. I remember us calling the back vocals of that song the Supremes tracks because I just totally enjoyed going soul major soul back vocals on that one. It was just so much fun to record. And as far as the keyboards went, that's possibly the song where there's the most layers on it. We started off by putting a Whirly plugin that was actually used for the pre-prod. So we basically just kept the pre-prod sound that we had. On that, we added my actual Wurlitzer. That's an authentic from 1972. So we had the depth of the real whirly sound that we combined with like the electro vibe of the plugin. And on top of that, we put a CP80, which is a very specific sounding keyboard. I don't remember exactly when or how, but I do remember at some point listening to a song on a video that had the CP80 and just knowing that the sound of that keyboard was what I wanted for my disco funk song. So we made it happen. It's a super fun sound. And then when we recorded the B3 organ on Face Up, I remember when that was done, I remember telling the sound engineer to open the session for Perfect Place and that I was going to be adding just that one note, just that one chord layer towards the end of the track to really just raise it and take it all the way. And when you listen to the song, at some point when the ending begins, you hear that extra layer that happens, and it's exactly what the song needs at that point to really get the party started. Unless, of course, you've started it earlier, because it's such a fun song to just like go and dance to. And then what the song is about, basically, it's about the fun, joy, happiness, just the happiness of being in love, really. It's a love song, and it's about that perfect place you're at when you're completely in love and you're just with the person that makes you feel so positive and good about yourself and makes you feel so complete. I wrote that song. I gave myself a very specific time frame to write that song, and I made a point of writing it when I was in love with a particular person, um, because I really wanted to channel that energetic moment. Um, we're out of the spark of lust and the spark of love phase. That was Face Up, that was earlier on the album. Um, Perfect place is really when you're just completely indulging and letting go into the feeling of love and just being with the person that makes you so happy, and being in those feelings, and beyond the joy that you get with from being with the person, it's about the joy of experiencing that feeling. And it's that perfect place within ourselves when our mind, soul, body are completely aligned and we feel just perfectly at ease with who we are, with our lives, because we're just so in love. We are love in that moment. And it's also a song about self love, because in the end, that perfect place where you are at within yourself when you're in love, ultimately, when you are at peace with who you are and when you feel complete by yourself, and when you truly understand what self love means, ultimately, you can just access that perfect place within yourself every time. Um, the theme of self love comes back throughout the lyrics. And at the end, when I say, ain't no other love better than yours, boy, ain't no other love better than mine, that's kind of, there's both aspects of love, of what the perfect place is. And then it's, a full circle in self love. It's also a song about masturbation. Definitely something that in 2018 shouldn't be a taboo anymore. It's definitely a healthy thing that can make you discover yourself and realize what you like. And just, yeah, really embracing just love itself and being love beyond being loved, being love itself. So that perfect place that we can all just be for ourselves ultimately. So yeah, it's like I said, it's the number one party song from the album. Definitely one of the most fun. So download it for yourselves. You have those Spotify, iTunes, and Bandcamp links in the description box where you can access the song easily. And then, of course, go on my online store and get yourself one of these, the deck of cards original game. And yeah, that's it for Perfect Place. So much love to you guys. I will see you on the next vid.